The sun bleeds across the horizon, painting the South Carolina sky in shades of orange and gray. It is July 18th, 1863. On the sands of Morris Island, the air is heavy with the smell of salt and the coming storm of battle. Before a wall of earth and cannon known as Fort Wagner, a Union regiment forms its lines. These are the men of the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry. They are not just soldiers, they are a statement. In a war fought over their freedom, they are here to prove they can fight as bravely as any man. Tonight, they will lead the charge. To understand why they stood on that beach, we must look back at a nation torn in two. The Civil War was in its third bloody year. President Abraham Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation, a powerful promise to free enslaved people in the rebellious states. But to many, it was only a piece of paper. The idea of black men serving as soldiers was new and controversial. Many in the North doubted their ability to fight. They believed these men lacked the courage and the discipline for organized warfare. The Union needed soldiers, but more than that, it needed to prove its own ideals. The war was no longer just about preserving the nation. It was about creating a new one, where freedom was real for everyone. The 54th Massachusetts was created to be the proof. This historic task was championed by Governor John Andrew of Massachusetts, a man who saw the moral power of an all-black regiment. He needed a leader who could mold these volunteers into an elite fighting force. He chose Colonel Robert Gould Shaw. Shaw was a young officer from a wealthy Boston family, quiet and thoughtful. At first, he was not sure about the command, but as he trained his men, he saw their determination and pride. He grew to respect them deeply and became their fierce advocate, fighting for them to be treated as equals. The strategic plan for the 54th was simple but incredibly important. They had to be perfect. They were not just a military unit, they were an experiment being watched by the entire country. Failure would be used as an excuse to deny other black men the right to fight. To ensure success, they were given the best training, the best equipment, and the best uniforms. Every drill was executed with precision. Every inspection was passed with flying colors. Colonel Shaw demanded excellence because he knew the world would demand it of them. Their purpose was greater than taking a fort. It was to shatter a prejudice. By their conduct and their courage, they were to prove once and for all that they were men worthy of the uniform and the freedom for which they fought. Their success would open the door for nearly 200,000 more black soldiers to join the Union Army, changing the course of the war. But their fight was not only against the enemy. They faced a battle for respect within their own army. The government decided to pay black soldiers less than white soldiers. Instead of $13 a month, they were offered only $10 and had to pay for their own uniforms. In a powerful act of protest, the men of the 54th refused to accept any money. For over a year, they fought without pay. They sent a clear message. They would rather serve for free than accept an insult to their dignity. They were fighting for equality on and off the battlefield. Now, their moment to prove their worth in combat arrives. It is July 16th, 1863, on James Island, South Carolina. The air is thick and heavy. Suddenly, the quiet is shattered by rifle fire. Confederate soldiers burst from the trees in a surprise attack. Instead of running, the 54th stands firm. They form a disciplined line, raise their rifles, and fire in controlled volleys, just as they had practiced countless times. Their training takes over, turning fear into focused action. The ambush fails. The 54th holds its ground, pushing the attackers back. They have faced their first test and have not been broken. They have proven they are not just men in uniforms. They are soldiers. Just 2 days later, after marching without rest or food, they arrive before the most fearsome target yet, Fort Wagner. It is a massive fortress of sand and wood on the coast, bristling with cannons. The Union Army needs a regiment to lead the first charge, a dangerous frontal assault. This kind of mission was known as a forlorn hope. It was a task given to soldiers who were not expected to survive. The Union commander asks for a volunteer regiment to lead this deadly advance into the teeth of the fort. Colonel Robert Gould Shaw steps forward. He turns to his men, the soldiers of the 54th Massachusetts. He tells them the honor of leading the charge is theirs, if they will take it. A cheer rises from the exhausted ranks. They will lead. Though the assault on Fort Wagner did not capture the fortress, the story of that night changed everything. News of the 54th's incredible bravery spread across the North. Their charge up the sandy walls of the fort, into a storm of cannon and musket fire, became a legend. Newspapers that once doubted them now praised their heroism. The sacrifice of the 54th shattered the racist arguments that black men were not fit to be soldiers. Their disciplined defense had done more than just save themselves. It saved another Union regiment, the 10th Connecticut, which was being trapped and surrounded. In their very first fight, the 54th proved they were not just symbols to be looked at, but a powerful and protective force for the entire army. They were a shield for their fellow soldiers, regardless of color. They had proven their valor in the most difficult way possible, and the nation was forced to listen. News of their bravery spread like wildfire. Newspapers in the North, which had once questioned the fighting ability of African American soldiers, now printed stories of their heroism. This change in public opinion was a victory as important as any won on a battlefield. It helped open the door for more than 180,000 African American men to enlist in the Union Army, providing strength that would be critical to winning the war. But the legacy of the 54th is not just measured in numbers or changing ideas. It is found in individual acts of incredible courage, moments that define what it means to be a soldier. Amidst the chaos of the assault, the regiment's flag bearer was struck down. This first true test came on James Island. During a surprise attack, their steady and organized defense stopped the enemy cold. This brave stand saved another Union regiment, the 10th Connecticut, from being surrounded. They had not just held their ground, they had protected others. The precious flag, the symbol of their unit and their cause, began to fall toward the sand. Before it could touch the ground, Sergeant William Kearney, despite suffering from several serious wounds, caught the banner. He carried it through the fierce retreat and back to the Union lines, where he proudly declared that the old flag never touched the ground. For this act, he would eventually become the first African American to be awarded the Medal of Honor. The memory of these men is not left to history books alone. In Boston today, a magnificent bronze sculpture stands as a permanent tribute, the Robert Gould Shaw and 54th Regiment Memorial. It shows Colonel Shaw on his horse, riding alongside his soldiers as they march off to war. It is a powerful reminder, not just of a single battle, but of the shared journey and the unified fight for freedom and equality. The story of the 54th Massachusetts teaches a profound lesson about the nature of victory. They did not capture Fort Wagner that day. In military terms, the assault was a failure. Yet their true glory was not found in taking a fort. It was forged in their unshakable courage, their profound sacrifice, and their unwavering belief in a cause that was bigger than any single battle. They proved that honor is earned not just by winning, but by fighting for what is right, no matter the cost. Their legacy is a testament to the idea that some battles are fought not for ground, but for the soul of a nation. The sacrifice of the 54th Massachusetts was not an end, but a powerful beginning. Their actions at Fort Wagner became a symbol of what was possible. It was proof, written in courage, that all men could fight with valor for the nation's highest ideals. This legacy would echo far beyond the sandy walls of that fort. The story of the 54th is immortalized in bronze on the edge of Boston Common. The Robert Gould Shaw Memorial stands as a silent, powerful testament to their journey. It does not depict a single moment of battle, but the long, determined march toward destiny. In the sculpture, Colonel Shaw rides alongside his men, not above them. Each soldier's face is unique, filled with purpose and dignity. The artwork captures the quiet strength and shared resolve of a unit bound by a cause greater than any single individual. It is a monument to their humanity. Such memorials are more than just statues. They are anchors for a nation's memory. They ensure that difficult, important stories are not forgotten. By creating a physical place for remembrance, we make sure that the lessons of the past remain present for future generations to see and understand. The impact of the 54th's bravery rippled through time. Their fight for respect and equality on the battlefield became a cornerstone for the long struggle for civil rights that followed. They demonstrated that service and sacrifice were the rights and duties of all citizens, regardless of their background. Their story reminds us that progress often comes at a great cost. The freedoms and rights that are sometimes taken for granted were secured by the profound courage of those who were willing to give everything. The 54th paid that price for a future they would not live to see. This is not just a story from a history book. It is a living part of the American identity. It speaks to the ongoing effort to fulfill the nation's promise of liberty and justice for all. The March of the 54th continues in spirit, every time people stand up for what is right. Today, their story reaches new audiences through films, books, and classrooms. This modern recognition ensures their bravery is never lost to time. It allows us to connect with their struggle and appreciate the immense challenges they overcame with unwavering honor. The ultimate call to action from their story is one of remembrance and understanding. To know their history is to honor their sacrifice. It is our shared responsibility to carry their legacy forward, ensuring that the principles they fought for continue to light our path. The true glory of the 54th Massachusetts was not found in victory or defeat on a single day. It was forged in their relentless pursuit of dignity, their unwavering belief in freedom, and their profound courage to fight not just for a nation, but for the very soul of that nation.